Coming up on News Channel 12 Live at 6, all the snowy weather has made its mark on the city of Bowling Green's pocketbook. And if you're like most college students bogged down with assignments, a group here on the Hill says never fear, they are here to help.
Will we see warmer temperatures for the weekend? I'll let you know coming up.
You're watching News Channel 12 Live at 6.
Where the spirit makes the master. This is News Channel 12, live at 6.
Good evening and welcome to News Channel 12 Live at 6. I'm Jason Hibbs. Well, it's certainly no secret that Bowling Green has gotten more than its fair share of snow this winter. But city officials say all this wintry precipitation has taken a toll on the city's budget. The groundhog saw his shadow, signifying a longer winter. And that groundhog must be pretty smart, because here in Bowling Green, residents are feeling the effects of Old Man Winter. Our own Melanie Neiman found out that this white winter came with a price.
Midst of one of the worst winters Bowling Green has seen in years, the Public Works Department has been working around the clock.
My day, it's crazy.
Operations Manager Bobby Phelps has certainly been busy, scheduling overtime hours and ordering more salt for the roads.
We're having to pay $26 more a ton for it right now than we did back in the fall, due to the fact it's having to be trucked out of Indianapolis.
They've spent nearly $50,000 on this 400 tons of salt, and that has definitely taken a toll on the city's budget.
That's currently what we have spent on snow removal this year, $140,195 total.
They've also spent just under $10,000 on overtime man hours, helping to make this one of the priciest winters we've seen.
We have to start pulling monies out of budgets and just make up for it, and hopefully we can make it through the end of the year.
Phelps is expecting one more big snowfall in March and hopes the 400 tons will get them through the end of the winter season. Reporting for News Channel 12, I'm Melanie Neiman.
City officials say the salt the city does not use this season will be stored in the salt bin and saved for next year. In the trial of Kevin Wayne Dunlap, the jury has spoken and recommended the death penalty. Earlier this month, Dunlap pleaded guilty to 3 counts of murder and charges of rape and kidnapping. The former soldier was accused of killing 3 children in addition to raping and stabbing their mother. Officials say Dunlap then set fire to the family's home near the Fort Campbell, Kentucky military post. The mother escaped and testified against Dunlap this week. The judge is expected to formally deliver a sentence for Dunlap on March 19th. And have you ever been so bombarded with reading assignments or text materials that you have no idea where to begin? Well, the WKU Center for Literacy says they're here for you. The College Reading Success Program provided by the Literacy Center is offered every semester. A variety of tests are given to gauge students' reading levels, then personal tutoring begins. The founder of the WKU Literacy Center, Dr. Pamela Petty, says her staff can really help students stay on track. Students focus on vocabulary comprehension, oral and written language skills, as well as deep concentration and retention skills. Each session begins with taking the reading test for the given week, and the following week, a staff member will go over the results individually with each student, making suggestions to improve reading skills. Students seem to enjoy the reading sessions and look forward to becoming smooth readers. The next session is March 3rd in room 401 of Tate Page Hall. Claims for unemployment benefits jumped unexpectedly last week, mostly due to a backlog of claims caused by snowstorms 2 weeks ago. Analysts say that the increase in claims is a cause for concern. Layoffs are no longer slowing as they were in the second half of 2009. February snowstorms are expected to cost up to 100,000 jobs, artificially inflating the unemployment rate. Now, analysts say a clear reading of the job picture may not be available until March or April of this year, and that the recent jobless claims hinders a full recovery from the recession. Currently, there are more than 11 million Americans receiving unemployment benefits. And folks at the Bowling Green Warren County Regional Airport say things aren't much better here. The operating budget deficit from 2009 has risen. The deficit increased over $107,000 since 2008. Airport officials say one of the factors contributing to the deficit was a decrease in the rentals of more than 70 hangars. The decrease in rentals proved difficult for estimating an accurate overall budget, was caused over and under budgeting in many areas. The city of Bowling Green, which funds the airport, is facing a $1.5 million deficit. Mayor Lane Walker doubts the city will cut funding. However, since 2008, funding has decreased by over $2,000. And the president of Toyota apologized Wednesday for lapses in safety over the past few years. The apology came during a congressional hearing investigating Toyota's response to the gas pedal malfunction. Samantha Hayes has the story from Washington.
The president of Toyota came to Capitol Hill Wednesday with a message for U.S. lawmakers and an apology for the car company's safety issues, which have resulted in more than 8 million recalled vehicles.
I am deeply sorry for any accident that Toyota drivers have experienced.
In the second day of hearings, lawmakers questioned President and CEO Akio Toyoda about the company's slow response to customers who told them about unintended acceleration in their vehicles.
Quite frankly, I fear the pace at which we have grown may have been too quick.
Accident victims and family members of people who died in Toyota vehicles that sped out of control also testified and called on government safety officials to do more.
We don't want another person, another family to suffer like we are suffering.
Following the hearing, an emotional meeting between Akio Toyoda and dealership owners who traveled to Washington.
At the hearing, I was not alone. You and your colleagues across America, around the world, were there with me.
Mr. Toyoda also gave a personal commitment that Toyota would work hard to regain the trust of its customers. In Washington, I'm Samantha Hayes.
Currently, Toyota is halting productions of its vehicles to fix the accelerator problem. The parts have slowly arrived to dealers across the nation. And Mike Seals now joins us with the first look at that forecast. Mike?
Hey, Jason, thank you very much. Hey, I hope everyone's having a great day around Bowling Green. Hope that all the classes are going pretty well. Right now, Bowling Green, 33 degrees. Cave City, 31. And Cabletonville up in 29. Should we take a look towards the southwest? Looks like Kingston Springs playing a little bit of peekaboo action here. We have a reading right there for them. But it looks like we haven't seen a lot of snow showers all the way into the upper Ohio Valley around Cincinnati and around Lexington and through the eastern Kentucky area. But we did pick up a few little flurries in our area as we ran for tonight, 29 degrees and 23 for our overnight low. And how much more will these temperatures rise for the weekend, Jason? I will have them in a second. Back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Coming up, many young folks are doing it, and it may seem harmless, but the newest craze among teenagers may end up getting them fined. And WKU students are lifting more than they can handle, but say they're doing it all for fun. Stay with us.
My cell phone number and John's cell phone number. Hey, pretty. And the number of the restaurant where we're going to be. And, oh, I've left you my pager number, too, just in case, because you never know. John, you have the gift?
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400.
Anything should happen. Please don't hesitate.
The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
Can lead to great things. Find out how a healthy lifestyle can help your child succeed.
You're watching News Channel 12 live at 6. Your source for late-breaking news affecting you. Storm Center 12 forecast. The latest sports scores and highlights from your team. And consistently voted best newscast. News Channel 12, your source for news.
The hurricane in Haiti has left thousands devastated, and one local organization says they are striving to get the people of Haiti back on their feet. News Channel 12's Kara Key has more.
For Souls is an international organization that collects shoes in order to help aid those in need, such as the people of Haiti. The woman putting efforts into motion is Teresa Clark. Clark's church was interested in helping with relief efforts.
And a lot of us, either at work or at church, were thinking about ways to help. And, you know, a lot of things came through the email here at WKU.
The idea originated from student Tanner Wilson, who was inspired from a book entitled Do Hard Things. From there, Clark started to set up collection bins in her office and then around campus. After collection efforts are complete, the shoes will go to a processing center.
Processing center that's in near Nashville. Souls for Souls has a processing center down there, and then they will go through them and they'll decide whether they should go to Haiti or whether they should go to other drives that are in the United States.
Clark is keeping faith that the community will open up their hearts and donate their shoes.
Whatever God puts in the boxes we'll take, and like what Tanner said, so far we've been showered with shoes.
For News Channel 12, I'm Kara Key.
The processing date for those shoes will be Saturday, March 6th at the Covenant Ministries Baptist Church. Souls for Souls will also be having a bake sale to raise funds for relief efforts. And if it seems parents of teens already have enough to worry about, here's yet another thing that the community may need to keep their eye on. That's sexting. The term refers to the act of sending sexual texts or naked pictures by phone. The House committee passed a bill banning sexting for young adults under the age of 18. Now, a first-time sexting charge is a $100 fine and community service. On each succeeded case, the judge will look at the offense and determine what the next charge will be. Bowling Green Police and the Neighborhood Action Office say they are taking control by providing a neighborhood watch program tonight. Together, the two are hosting a free event entitled Neighborhoods 101 Neighborhood Watch. The training session will include a tour of the police headquarters facility, crime statistic information, and the use of the Crime Stoppers as a policing tool. Also, the training session will cover previous cases that worked in protecting neighborhoods. Now, these sessions are set to begin at 6:30 at the Police Department Community Room located on Kentucky Street here in Bowling Green. And a little later, we want you to stay with us because Chris Veach tells us how WKU plans to handle new legislation regarding football players and head injuries.
I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Where have you been? I lost my cat. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back. Cool. Does it work? Kinda. Nice. Yeah, but that's not my cat. Gotta keep working on it. See ya. Yeah.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Saw some patchy cloudy skies today with a few flurries. Now we're kind of mixing in with the upper atmosphere. Oh, you see those little flurries? I see them too. All right. Well, those flurries are still kind of meandering up towards the upper Ohio Valley area, but those will kind of meander and dissipate for south central Kentucky for later on tonight. All right, we have a 24-hour temperature change that we have been seeing warmer weather for our area, and look at that. It's still kind of blue out towards the mountains right here. But the warmer weather will persist as we go towards the weekend as well, and all the southwest flow will be coming into our area. Currently at Bowling Green, 33 degrees, with the dew point coming at 18. The wind's coming around north 5 miles per hour. Today's high reached 38 degrees, and look at that precipitation. Not much, but we still have 2 inches as we speak. Right now, 27 in London, 29 in Lexington, 31 in Cincinnati, and 36 are our hot spot down in our southwest in Jackson, Tennessee. And look at the radar satellites. We have a lot of moisture working in towards the northeast. They're experiencing a snowstorm. There you could be somewhere around 3 to 11 inches of snow for that area, and it looks like it's going to be 18 to 24 as we're all said and done with. Pleasant skies for the rest of the area. High pressure will be building in for the early part of the weekend, and how long will it last? Well, for tonight, 29 degrees, patchy cloudy skies. It's still chilly. And for tomorrow, 43, sunny and much warmer. Winds around northwest, 6 to 13 miles per hour. And for our, well, I'll get to the for a baseball game in a second. But for the rest of the week, it looks like 45 degrees will be a big winter for the rest of the weekend. And let me say, if you're going out for the classes, make sure you still button up for a little jackets for the rest of the day tomorrow. And Jason, back to you, man.
Thank you so much. Well, for students who have ever wondered how much they could lift, today they had an opportunity to find out. The 4th annual Big Red Rep-Off was held today and hosted by WKU Health and Fitness. Ben Sathos says the workout was pretty intense.
It's a one-year event that takes place in the spring. You lower it down to your chest and right back up, keeping your shoulder blades and your lower back and butt in contact.
The male winner was determined by how many reps of his body weight could be lifted, and women were judged by the number of reps they could lift of half their body weight. Prizes will be handed out for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place for males, and then a totally separate prize will be given to female winners. First prize winners will receive a trophy, 2nd place will receive a gym bag, and 3rd place will have their choice of either a water bottle or t-shirt. Baseball season is right around the corner, but the question is, will there be enough parking? Warren County plans to build a new parking lot around Block 6 by the ballpark within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Workers are constructing a 370-space parking lot which will set along 8th Avenue. The lot will be leveled with dense gray stone, graded, and then compacted so that people can park there until pavement. The parking lot is expected to be finished by April 1st. While there were no parking problems during last year's season, some are expecting more problems this year due to the construction of the Southern Kentucky Performing Arts Center. Warren County Downtown Economic Development Authority Chairperson Mary Corrin says that eventually there will be a need for a new parking lot and a parking garage. And joins us now with a preview of sports, and I understand that tonight is a pretty important night.
It's a race to the finish in the Sun Belt Conference, and Jason, the Hilltoppers right in the middle of all of it. And you like seeing all those big hits in football? Well, let me tell you something. What happens when those players get too many shots to the head? That and more coming up.
I'm going to say nothing. Left-handed people are smart. They are.
I haven't. Dad, do you want to get the phone? No.
Every year, 1 million families face losing their homes to foreclosure. If you're ignoring your mortgage issues, things will only get worse. Call 1-888-995-HOPE, because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
It's never too early to start reading to your kids. There are amazing possibilities when you open a child's mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
Scores and highlights from your team. News Channel 12, Sports.
March Madness is right around the corner, and with 2 games left on the regular season schedule, WKU basketball has a chance of finishing off strong and possibly snagging a first-round bye in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament next week down in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The Tops begin their season-ending road swing tonight as they travel to Boca Raton to face Florida Atlantic. WKU is 7-1 all-time against the Owls and are locked in a neck-and-neck race in the East Division, with 4 teams separated by just 1 game. If the Tops win out, combined with a loss from Troy and 2 Louisiana Lafayette wins, WKU will clinch the 3 seed. Tip-off began at 6. The score is currently 7-5, with WKU leading 16 minutes left in the first half. Speaking of 3 seed, that was the Lady Toppers' goal last night when they took on Florida Atlantic. Even though it came down to the final minute, WKU pulled it out, defeating the Lady Owls 80-74 and clinching the 3 seed of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Amy McNear and Dominique Duck paced WKU with 16 points each as they improved to 19-9 overall and 14-3 in Sun Belt play. The Lady Tops finish off the regular season this Saturday when they take on Florida International at 4 down in Miami. Weather forced yesterday's WKU baseball game at Belmont to be rescheduled for March 3rd at 3. But the Tops are hoping the weather will be nicer down in the Lone Star State this weekend when they head to Waco, Texas to compete in the QTI Baylor Classic. Hilltoppers started their season strong last weekend, coming off a 2-1 series win over Kent State at Nick Dennis Field. All 4 teams competing in the QTI Baylor Classic advanced to last year's NCAA tournament. WKU kicks off the Classic on Friday at 6, taking on 29th ranked Texas A&M, continuing on Saturday against Texas State at 5, and finishing off Sunday at 1 against host Baylor. The District 14 tournament got underway last night at Warren East High School as top-seeded Warren Central took on Warren East. The first half sent shockwaves through the Region 4 as the Raiders leaped out early and only trailed by 6 at the half. But the Dragons were able to pull away, winning 54-36 to advance to the district finals and clinch a spot in the Region 4 tournament at Ditto Arena next week. Warren Central will face the winner of tonight's matchup between Bowling Green and Greenwood, scheduled for Saturday at 7. Earlier this month, a congressional committee met in Houston to discuss standards for allowing high school and college football players to return to the game after suffering head injuries. News Channel 12 went off the field to find out WKU's policy on concussions. Football is one of the most physical games played today, making it a very dangerous sport. With all the hard hits and strong tackles, players easily suffer injuries, especially to the head. And like every other program, Western Kentucky University has adopted a method in handling players with concussions. Head football athletic trainer Danny Cobble says the program's guidelines to treating concussions was established by the National Athletic Trainers Association in 2002.
The moment we identify someone who we think has a concussion, we remove them from activity, and then we go through what we would call our field test. Quick 5-10 minute test to kind of get some quick numbers.
The field test is 5 to 10 minutes long, analyzing the player's ability to understand whether they've lost consciousness and their ability to recall numbers and words. Cobble would then notify the coaching staff that a player is unable to stay in the game. One of the main priorities is to get the player comfortable and try to minimize any stimulus that the brain may get.
The biggest thing to remember is a concussion is basically a bruise to the brain. And so if you have a bruise to your leg or your arm, you kind of protect it, keep it from getting banged and bruised around.
While Cobble says it is the athletic trainer's responsibility to handle players with head injuries, it is also important that those players report any symptoms related to head injuries.
I don't know if no one says. If no one says, if the guy lining up next to you doesn't say, man, he's not acting right, he can't remember his plays, he's stepping the wrong way, nobody says anything, then I don't know.
And remember, these players are student athletes, meaning classes are an important aspect to consider.
I'll email or write a letter to the teacher, and they would kind of give them a week or so to kind of push back a test or something until they're able to kind of focus.
Cobble says it takes about a week or two for a player to return to action, depending on the severity of the concussion. Include loss of consciousness, confusion, blurry vision, headache, nausea, along with loss of short-term memory. I've had a couple of headaches in my time, Jason, but I can't imagine what a football player goes through when they suffer a concussion.
Chris, it sounds like some really serious stuff. So thank you so much. Well, coming up next, a WKU broadcasting student travels overseas for a practical lesson in journalism. Stay with us.
Ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy.
Yeah, I may add.
How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
Am I supposed to?
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Once you post your image online, you can't take it back. Anyone can see it. Family, friends, anyone. Remember, think before you post.
All of us here at News Channel 12 are working to sharpen our reporting skills. News Channel 12's very own Americo Capital